So in this video, I'm gonna go over Riker because Riker rerun. Riker is one of the best chaos supports right now, but when he was released, he was not used as a chaos support, even though he's chorus. Now, Riker, as you know in all my videos, I keep saying former S tier, now A tier. Got power crept hard. Because back then, you had Sorrel as the carry defense, you didn't have Thighs, you didn't have Jellet, none of that. No to wheel, no anything. So Riker was a main damage carry. He still exists in his form of God Riker. Riker can be a carry, can be the strongest Awakener in the entire game if you hit. If you hit all the time, he's a Gacha within a Gacha. He is one of the most busted units if you have a very strong relationship with your God. If your relationship with God is very good, Riker is broken. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys do not have a strong relationship with your God, so he's used as a support. So let's go over his kit and have clips and videos. I didn't record that many clips because I'm using old clips from Tawil and other comps because everyone knows how to play Riker. He's very easy. But I'm going to explain to all the new players who don't have them how to use them. And this is my last video before the weekend because no coaching this weekend because I'm playing Borderlands 4 with some friends. So, unexpected gain, his bread and butter. It lets you draw any card from the draw pile and add it to your hand. And if it crits, it reduces the card cost by 1 or 2 depending on if you have E1 or not. This is why E1 is the minimal investment when most people recommend it. But if you never crit, that effect will never happen. Ever. So, you just gotta believe that you'll crit. Believe. Now, I'll go over his Relic and posses later when using clips. So, I'm not gonna go over his Rouse right now. But his Showdown card, I'm gonna go over that and I'm gonna follow it by a clip later. So, Showdown. This is the most RNG effect because unlike with Unexpected, you just build crit rate. You can have 100% crit rate. It will always crit. Showdown is technically one of the stronger DPS abilities because while it does not have the strength bonus, you know how like Jellet, how like Dorothy, 300% strength bonus scaling? Yeah, they're one hit. This can hit 6 times or over. It can hit 7 times if you have the Riker dice upgrade, which I'll go on later. Crit rate does not affect how many times it can hit. The only thing that affects this is your faith. If you believe hard enough, it will always roll a 6. Always roll a 6. Watch to the end of the video and you'll know what I'm talking about. So, if it rolls 6, it will do this much base. It does a lot of base damage 6 times. And for each additional time and each crit hit, you get an additional 3 alien miss. So this can be a huge alien miss regen card so we can exalt more. And if it rolls a 6 or a 7, which is possible, if you get his Relic upgrade to first option, it gets you an Unexpected at 0 cost. So if you roll a 6 or higher on this, it hits a shit ton of times to do a shit ton of damage, and you get a free Unexpected to draw another card to keep the combo. That's why he's used in Mono Will a lot. That's why I use in Blue Will a lot. And sometimes you see me using them. I'll show you the clips and videos. So very good, extremely good, bonkers. And his Exalt is even more RNG. He's a Gacha within a Gacha. That's why, mathematically speaking, if you whale him out, if you get his overexalt, if you get everything, and you never roll lower than a 6, he is the best strength builder. He is the best damage dealer. You just gotta never, ever miss that 6 roll. Ever. Never miss that 6 roll. Always roll a 6 or 7. Again, nothing in the game can help you hit that 6 other than your relationship with your God. So I hope you have a strong relationship with Jesus, with Muhammad, with Zeus, with Odin, Vishnu, I'm going over all the gods. Let's say Tom Cruise, Jim Jeffries, whatever god you believe in. Hope they have your back if you want to run him as a DPS. There are people that run him as DPS. They are super furries, and they believe they'll wail super hard on him. So I'm going to go over to wail. So this. All in. They recently buffed this with the Arc 2 talent. So this does 150% scaling damage now. And it rolls 1 for 6. And for each number it rolls, you get X amount of strength. This is a lot higher. So I think it's like close to 9 if you wail them out. 9 or 10. So huge if you roll a 6. Now let's go over his Enlightens. E1. I already said that. Unexpected gain. Reduce the cost of the chosen card by additional 1. Without this, it only -1. With this, it -2. So it goes very well in calf comps. I show it in my calf video. I'm not going to retread over what I already done. If you want to see how he's used in a calf comp, go to my calf review video, my calf build video. He basically uses Unexpected to pick a calf 2 cost card. Any coaching session I do, I tell people to do the same thing. Showdown, yeah, this is the extra showdown event. So E1, recommended stopping point. E2, very good. I always say E2 because I like the money. The money. So, every 15 sigil beginning, and every 1% of black sigil that you get, the amount increased by 1%, and increases the progress of winner takes all. It makes getting his relic stuff more easier, and I'll go over it in a second. E3 is if you want to run him as a DPS, or you want him to be used in Arc 1. Arc 1 is chapters 1 through 9, which is what every beginning player has, because this lets you play his basic strike and basic defense when you have no Arithmetica for money. And it activates twice. So this is broken with broken mass, which I'll show in a clip later. Now, his Overexalt, if you want to wail, his all-in does 3 instances of damage. So it hits 3 times, and it also reduces the drawn cost of the cards by 1. So you know how this can combo well with Calf. Like you have 0 Calf strike in defenses to shuffle your flame stacks around without costing any Arithmetica after you Hyper Flare to get a second or even third Hyper Flare that turn with Karen. This is very good. And every Enlighten, crit rate sigil Yoda. Money. So let me show you the wheels and stuff. Again, this is a rerun, somewhat low effort video, not as high effort as others. So this is calf. I removed the caster. This is my calf thing, so I always change this slot. This slot is flexible depending on the ring you get. This tide I ran caster. So I used to run this, but now you can run this to have his crit rate up because you want close to 100 to get that effect on his 1 cost if you're playing him on a support. This is support Riker. You get this hand for the crit rate, and when you crit, you get Key Flare. Very good. This is the covenant you want on Riker, usually, if you're playing him as a support. If you have no balls, like 99% of the community, even me, if you have bigger balls than me, if you have bigger balls than most people, you play God Riker. Now, I recommend you add, there are 2, maybe 3 big God Rikers in the community. They're all Chinese furries. So this is the God Riker I borrow. He maxes, this is the best God Riker in the game based on covenants and everything. He spent a lot of money on this, so if you add him, he doesn't accept a lot of people. I'm going to be honest, he doesn't accept a lot of people. You know why? This is what he rolled for his covenant for Riker. Everyone who has rolled covenant knows how hard it is to get this. He believes in the crit damage Riker. He believes in the full damage Riker. I use this all the time. This is a plus 12 Daffodil for more money, more crit damage. This is God Riker. So, high base damage, and look, 6 strength, and it's going to be buffed by the talent. Remember, this is 30% more. right? On the Acid Rain, 30% more stats. So there'll be more once you get into battle. It's gonna be a lot of strength. This is the strongest Riker I have found in my year of playing the game. This guy has the strongest Riker in the game. I use it all the time to do my D dive. So he probably won't add you. This is his UID. So I'm going to go over the clips and whatever and go into in-depth detail. He has cleared everything, and he actually plays God Riker DPS. He believes in it. It is insanely RNG, but he has a strong relationship with his God. Okay. Right now, we're going to go over his special effect. So, after you earn 75, 150, 225, I believe, off the top of my head, sigils, you get to choose a level 1 Riker Relic, which are these three you see on the screen right now. Now, what you choose depends on what comp you're running and what you need first. Now, you can eventually choose all of them in most stages, exploration stage. The first one is pretty important. Personally, I choose crit rate. Some people like Big Mouth for the S key and crit damage. Some people like the dice for the random and the vuln and the weakness. There's no wrong option here. Now, all of them have an additional effect. I call that. So the crit rate relic also makes it so that the random effect of Riker and dice cannot roll a 1. So that means his Exalt cannot roll a 1, and his Showdown cannot roll a 1. And his Octahedron die cannot roll a 1. That's what it does. Now, Octahedron die, whenever you posse, you put 1 dice in hand. And that dice can roll a number 1 through 6, originally. Eventually, the Octahedron is 1 through 8. Maybe it was 1 to 8. I'm getting. So, if you roll a 4 or higher, it inflicts vuln and weakness, blah, blah, blah. You read the text. You read the text and I'll show you it. So, that's why people carry dice, so you get the easy access to vuln. Well, easy. You still have to roll and hit the 4 or higher for the vuln and weakness. So, it's very good. And the Big Mouth, which is crit damage. So at the start of battle, you get none, and for every turn and every dice effect, you get key flare and crit damage up to 30%, based on every trigger of his dice, every trigger of Riker. So it's very good for crit damage. I like to upgrade to the second tier. So these are level 1 relics. So after you get all 3 level 1 relics, you get to rouse. When you rouse, if you have all 3 level 1 relics, you can choose to upgrade one of the level 1 relics to a level 2 relic, which is shown on screen. Now, the effect that it's impossible to get, they're working on fixing it, which is getting 500 sigil. You can get 2 of these, but you can't. Yeah, just ignore it. Just ignore the secondary effect of 500 sigil. You're never going to hit 500 sigil normally playing the game at the current moment. So, the level 2 relic, you choose one. So for the crit relic, you get 5% more crit rate. Again, it's not a new relic. It upgrades the current relic. So it's only 5% more crit rate. But the final result of Riker's dice and random effect is increased by 1. What that means, if you roll a 6, it will become a 7. If you roll a 2, because you cannot roll the lowest number, remember, it becomes a 3. If you roll a 4, it becomes a 5. You know how math works. Just plus 1 to whatever you roll. That's what it does. Big Mouth. What it does is double it. So you get 4% crit damage up to 50%. And you get 100 key flare. It just doubles it. Now, Octahedron dice. The shining dice. So the new is a better dice, basically. So that is what it does in general. So let me go to the actual gameplay clips. This is not a voiceover. I'm just playing Windows Media Player because this is a lot faster than voiceover and putting together. So this is Showdown when it hits 6 times. This is why I believe. So all that damage, rest stance. Also, you know what Tentacles does. Every hit, Tentacle. Easy. Look at all those hits. That's why I like playing him in Blue Whale. So if you hit 6 times, which I did just now, unexpected gain. Okay. Time for the next clip. This is just one run. I'll show a 72k run in a bit. So this is start. When you rouse Riker, you choose these three. Again, is Octohedron die instead of Shining Dice? There's a Shining Dice is better because I didn't have enough money to get the Shining Dice. Most times you won't have enough. So I can either get the Big Mouth or whatever, but I'm choosing this just to show you it. Generally, I would pick Big Mouth in my case because Arc 1, died. So this is sped up. This is my Blue Will team for D-Dive. D-Dive, this is what I use. God Riker, all that. Yeah, that's just past me because this is right before I did my coaching session. So that's Riker's overexalt. He rolled, and all the costs -1. You can't see it because I had the random relic, the magic hat, which I believe in. And this is a pretty easy boss fight, Blue Will. Again, all that crit damage buff that Riker gives any team. He fits into most teams. Unlike fucking Clem, which fits into no teams because he's fucking garbage. You had to pull for someone, pull for fucking Riker. Because he enables every single unit in the fucking game. Who doesn't want? So, boom. So let me go back so you can read what that dice does. So it's going to posse. So, roll a 6-sided die. Later, when you upgrade it, it's better. If the roll is a 4 or higher, bone. That's why. Temporary strength gain, huge. Equal to dice roll times 7. So 6 times 7, 42. If you roll a 6 or higher, it's double. So 42 times 2, 80. Huge. And in Arc 2 rules, this is higher. This is like over 100 strength in Arc 2 rules. So that's why Riker is very good. Loss of strength. I picked the Sticky Wax there because I want to get rid of the med deck. Because Magic Hat or Trickster Hat is the new name. So remember, it's expensive. It doesn't matter. I play Rikers with money. That's what you do in Arc 1. And can I even do this faster? Yeah. I already know what it's going to do. It's going to be a 2-turn boss fight. Let's see. 4 wings. 6 wing. More dice. Every dice effect, it buffs the Big Mouth. There we go. Riker pushed it. Real high showdown. Let me chosen the Riker for next turn. Turn 1, pushed. 400k HP. Might as well be fucking 0. Might as well be fucking 0. Because I'm not playing fucking Trash Ultra. Fucking Trash Ultra Realm. It's the fucking worst realm in the game. Holy shit, it's so bad. So, boom. Twin Wings. That. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing to really go over here. Execute. I'm getting hand space for the Twill Exalt. That's why I play those cards instead of Twill Exalting first, because I need 3 hand space. Lightning, Exalted. So, what card do I want to double play? I need to get rid of a hand space. I can always play that with money. Trying to find room to play the Riker card. Let me feed Alienness back. Soul Witcher, do that. So I want a Riker Exalt now. Get 3. That. Yeah. Riker card. Always play Riker cards. So let me 6 wing. 6 wing. I can discard. Remember, get Riker Showdown. Play that. Play that. And Lightning. Yep. 400,000 damage again. Okay. I could go over my 72k run, but there's already a video on my channel on it. I was just gonna go over it. I have 3 72k videos where I use Riker. If you want longer videos on Mono Will or on whatever, check out my other 2 videos for more Riker. But I think I covered everything there is to know about Riker. But I'm gonna switch back to the game and see whether I missed something, and I'm gonna edit it together. So back to the game. So again, most players are not going to use God Riker. This. Pull for him E2 or 3 if you want to use him. Very good. If you want God Riker, go him all the way. All the way. Again, if you spend $10 trillion on Riker, you probably still cannot use him as a DPS if you roll low. No amount of money will make you roll a 6 all the time. But you can believe it does. You can believe it does. If you believe, you'll roll a 6, and if you believe, you'll land that crit. On to the music video, which I make everything, and which is why every video takes so long. Because I have fun with these, and I put a lot of effort into them. I may make behind the scenes, because some of these, by the way, I actually sing most of them. I just put my voice through AI, so it keeps the cadence and the rhythm. You can actually hear some tones of my voice in the upcoming video right about.
Easy roll. If you believe, he'll roll a 6, 9. If you believe, he'll roll a 6 every time, every time. If you believe, he'll land that crit every time, every time. Double or nothing, all in, all in. Showdown's coming, all in. Never lost a game, never missed a mark. Every case closed before it could start. From back alley dice to the high stakes floor. Every throw a win, every win a score. They called it luck, but he called it fate. Every 6 was a sign, every crit was great. No criminal ever slipped his chain till the day that the shadow named it. It's not random if you know you'll win. Every loss just sets the spin. Even death can make him miss. Death resistors. Kneeling for that unexpected gain. At the edge of the showdown game. He'll roll a 6. If you believe, he'll never miss. Roll it, crit it, win it, spin it. All in. Riker's name in the Hall of Fame. In play the game, no dice could sway. Russian roulette in the dead of day. One pull, one click, the chamber spun. For the first time ever, Ryker was done. But fate's not random when you got the key. And Riker's luck don't break that easy. The bullet missed, the wheel turned slow, and he walked away with a debt to throw. All or nothing, raise the stakes. The dice are loaded, the table shakes. Even death can end my ride. The next roll's already won. All in, for that unexpected gain. At the edge of the showdown game. He'll roll a 6. If you believe, he'll never miss. Roll it, crit it, win it, spin it. All in. Riker's name in the Hall of Fame. Riker, roll that 6. Riker, never miss. It's not luck, it's faith. All in. For that unexpected gain. At the edge of the showdown game. He'll roll a 6. If you believe, he'll never miss. Roll it, crit it, win it, spin it. All in. Riker's name in the Hall of Fame. Riker. Roll that 6. Miss Faith. It's not luck, it's faith. All